What if the reason people keep controlling you is not because they are stronger than you? What if it is because they already know which button to press? One comment, one look, one late reply, one disrespectful tone, one person acting like you do not matter. And suddenly your mind is no longer yours. You replay the conversation in the shower. You check your phone again and again. You imagine what they meant. You prepare a response you may never send. You lose sleep over people who are probably sleeping perfectly fine. That is the hidden prison most people live in. Not a prison made of walls. A prison made of reactions. And the most dangerous part is this: modern society has learned how to profit from your lack of control. Social media wants your outrage. Workplaces reward your fear. Fake relationships feed on your need for approval. Manipulative people study your emotional weak points. And the world keeps telling you that every insult, every opinion, every rejection deserves an immediate response. But the Stoics understood something most people still refuse to accept. The person who controls your reaction does not need to control your life. They already have access to your peace. In this video, we are going to break down one of the most powerful Stoic principles ever taught. You do not control the world, you control your response to the world. And if you stay until the end, you will understand one mistake almost everyone makes when trying to appear calm, a mistake that does not make them stronger, but easier to manipulate. Because true control is not looking emotionless. True control is being so grounded that the world can no longer drag your mind wherever it wants. Welcome to Stoic Craft. Today, we are not talking about pretending nothing hurts. We are not talking about becoming cold, distant, or dead inside. We are talking about something much harder. The ability to feel the pressure, and still not hand your mind over to it. Most people lose their peace without realizing it. Not because life is always unbearable, but because they spend their days trying to control things that were never placed in their hands. They try to control how people see them. They try to control what others say behind their back. They try to control whether someone respects them, loves them, approves of them, replies to them, chooses them, or understands them. They try to control tomorrow. They try to control the past. They even try to control memories that already happened years ago. And slowly, this invisible struggle fills the mind with stress, resentment, anxiety, and exhaustion. You may know this feeling. You wake up and before your feet touch the floor, your mind is already negotiating with the world. What if the meeting goes badly? What if they think I failed? What if she ignores me again? What if he tells the story in a way that makes me look weak? What if I am falling behind? What if everyone else has figured life out and I am the only one still trying to hold myself together? This is where modern life becomes brutal. Because the world no longer needs to attack you directly. It only needs to keep your nervous system awake. Your phone does it. Your job does it. Your bills do it. Your social circle does it. The version of yourself you think you should have become by now does it. And beneath all of that noise, one fear keeps repeating. What if I am not in control? More than 2,000 years ago, Marcus Aurelius wrote a line that still cuts through the chaos of modern life. You have power over your mind, not outside events. That sentence sounds simple until life tests it. It is easy to agree with Stoicism when you are sitting quietly, drinking coffee, listening to calm music. It is much harder when someone disrespects you in front of others. It is harder when your boss dismisses your effort. It is harder when someone you trusted suddenly changes. It is harder when your plans collapse, your money gets tight, your body feels tired, and the future does not look as safe as you hoped. That is when philosophy stops being an idea. That is when it becomes a weapon. The Stoic rule of control begins with one uncomfortable truth. Life is divided into two categories. The first category is what belongs to you. Your thoughts. Your choices. Your effort. Your discipline. Your words. Your silence. Your interpretation. Your response. The second category is what does not belong to you. Other people's opinions. Other people's behavior. The economy. The past. The future. The weather. The algorithm. The mood of your boss. The loyalty of people who were never loyal to themselves. The judgment of strangers who know nothing about your life. Most people understand this intellectually. But emotionally, they still live backwards. They give 90% of their energy to what they cannot control, and almost no energy to what they can. They cannot control someone's opinion, so they obsess over it. They cannot control the outcome, so they worry all night. They cannot control the past, so they punish themselves every morning. They cannot control whether someone values them, so they shrink, perform, explain, beg, and overgive. This is how people become tired without doing anything physical. Their body is sitting still, but their mind is fighting a war on 5 fronts. And here is where the Machiavellian side of life enters quietly. Society often pretends to be polite, fair, and reasonable. But beneath the surface, many environments are built on pressure, image, and emotional leverage. In the workplace, people may not always attack your skill. They attack your confidence. In social circles, people may not always reject you openly. They make you feel uncertain enough to chase their approval. Online, people may not defeat your ideas. They provoke you until you expose your insecurity. In relationships, some people do not ask for control. They create emotional chaos and watch how quickly you abandon yourself. This is the surreal theater of modern society. Everyone smiles. Everyone performs. Everyone says they value authenticity. But many people are quietly testing who can be moved, who can be used, who needs validation, who reacts too fast, who cannot sit in silence. And once they know your reaction, they know your weakness. This does not mean you should become paranoid. It means you should become awake. A person who reacts instantly is easy to read. Push here, they get angry. Ignore them, they panic. Criticize them, they explain. Praise them, they obey. Reject them, they chase. Disrespect them, they lose balance. But a person who pauses becomes dangerous in a quiet way. Not dangerous because they hurt people. Dangerous because they cannot be easily controlled. They do not give the world immediate access to their nervous system. That is the beginning of Stoic power. One of the biggest traps of the human mind is the illusion of control. We believe that if we think about a problem long enough, we can somehow force life to obey us. We call it planning. Sometimes it is only fear wearing a professional mask. We call it caring. Sometimes it is only control dressed as responsibility. We call it being prepared. Sometimes it is just anxiety pretending to be intelligence. You can think about the past for 10 years, and it will not change 1 second of what happened. You can worry about tomorrow all night, and morning will still arrive with its own terms. You can replay someone's tone 1,000 times, and you still may never know what they truly meant. Imagine standing outside during a storm, shouting at the sky to stop raining. The sky does not negotiate. It does not explain itself. It does not apologize. It does not change because you are angry. The rain continues. And life is often like that. People will misunderstand you. Plans will collapse. Someone will judge you unfairly. Someone will take credit. Someone will leave. Someone will act cold. Someone will disappoint you after you gave them the best of yourself. The question is not whether these things will happen. They will. The question is, will every storm be allowed to enter your mind? Because the world does not need to destroy you if it can keep you emotionally available to everything. That is how peace disappears. Not all at once. It disappears in small daily withdrawals. A comment you should have ignored. A message you should not have reread. A person you should have stopped explaining yourself to. A situation you kept mentally revisiting even though it had already ended. And one day, you realize you are exhausted, not because of what happened today, but because you are still emotionally living inside things that happened months ago. The Stoics saw this clearly. Peace does not come from controlling life. Peace comes from accepting reality quickly, and then choosing your next move with discipline. Acceptance is not weakness. This is where many people misunderstand Stoicism. They hear the word acceptance and think it means surrender. They think it means letting people disrespect you. They think it means staying quiet while life walks over you. No. Acceptance means you stop lying to yourself about what is happening. You stop wasting energy arguing with reality. You see the situation clearly. This person lied. This job is unstable. This relationship is not mutual. This mistake happened. This door closed. This version of life did not go the way you planned. And once you stop denying it, you recover your power. Because denial keeps you trapped. Acceptance gives you movement. A calm person is not someone who never feels pain. A calm person is someone who refuses to add a second wound by resisting what is already real. There is an old Stoic-style story about an insult. A man publicly insulted a philosopher in front of a crowd. He wanted a reaction. He wanted anger. He wanted the satisfaction of seeing the philosopher lose control. The crowd waited. Because people love emotional collapse when it is not their own. They wanted drama. They wanted a scene. They wanted proof that even a wise man could be dragged down. But the philosopher simply smiled and walked away. Later, one of his students asked, "Why did you not defend yourself? Why did you not answer him?" The philosopher asked, "If someone offers you a gift, but you refuse to accept it, who does the gift belong to?" The student said, "It belongs to the person who offered it." The philosopher replied, "Exactly. The insult still belongs to him." That lesson is simple, but it is not easy. Because insults are designed to feel personal. Disrespect is designed to pull you out of yourself. And today, people do not always insult you with obvious words. Sometimes they insult you with silence. Sometimes with exclusion. Sometimes with a fake compliment. Sometimes with a look that says, "You are not important here." Sometimes with delayed replies, public jokes, subtle dismissal, or pretending not to see your effort. And if you are not careful, you will spend your life accepting emotional gifts you never asked for. Someone gives you insecurity, and you carry it. Someone gives you shame, and you wear it. Someone gives you anger, and you feed it. Someone gives you doubt, and you let it sit at the head of the table in your mind. But you are allowed to refuse the gift. You are allowed to let people keep the poison they tried to hand you. That does not mean you never respond. It means you respond from clarity, not injury. There is a difference. A wounded reaction says, "How dare you?" A disciplined response says, "Now I see who you are." A wounded reaction tries to win the moment. A disciplined response protects the future. A wounded reaction wants to be understood. A disciplined response understands enough to move differently. This is where Stoic Craft must be practical. Because in real life, no one is calm all the time. You may be 40 years old and still feel 12 when someone dismisses you. You may be successful and still feel small when someone questions your worth. You may have a family, bills, responsibilities, and still feel shaken by one disrespectful message. That does not make you weak. It makes you human. The goal is not to erase emotion. The goal is to stop letting every emotion become a command. Anger can appear without becoming your master. Fear can appear without becoming your identity. Sadness can appear without becoming your prison. Disrespect can happen without becoming your obsession. This is the power of detachment. Many people believe detachment means becoming cold. But real detachment is not emotional numbness. It is emotional ownership. It means your peace is no longer rented from other people's approval. You do not need everyone to understand you before you can move. You do not need every accusation corrected before you can sleep. You do not need every disrespect answered before you can feel strong. You do not need every person who left to admit what they lost. That last one is difficult. Because the ego wants witnesses. It wants someone to say, "You were right." It wants the people who hurt you to finally understand. It wants life to provide a clean ending. But most of life does not close like a movie. Some people never apologize. Some stories never get explained. Some betrayals never receive justice in public. Some people move on with a clean reputation after leaving chaos behind them. And if your peace depends on them admitting the truth, they still control you. That is the hard part. Sometimes the final victory is not proving your side. Sometimes the final victory is no longer needing them to see it. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but he kept reminding himself that the world outside him would never fully obey him. Wars could happen. Disease could spread. People could betray him. Crowds could misunderstand him. Power could attract envy. Every day could bring problems no ruler could completely prevent. But he still had one kingdom that remained his own. His mind. That is the kingdom most people abandon first. They protect their house. They protect their phone. They protect their money. They protect their reputation. But they leave the door of their mind wide open. Anyone can walk in. A rude stranger. A toxic coworker. An ex. A headline. A comment section. A comparison. A memory. A fear that may never happen. Stoicism asks you to become the guard at that door. Not everything deserves entry. Not every opinion deserves a chair. Not every insult deserves a response. Not every fear deserves your imagination. Not every person deserves emotional access to you. This is not arrogance. This is hygiene for the soul. Now let us make this practical. The first habit is to accept reality quickly. Not happily. Not passively. Quickly. When something happens, most people lose hours or years in the sentence, "This should not be happening." But it is happening. And the faster you can say, "This is what is in front of me," the faster you return to power. If your boss undervalues your work, accept that this is the environment you are dealing with. Then decide whether to communicate, improve your position, prepare an exit, or stop expecting fairness from people who benefit from your silence. If someone keeps disrespecting your boundaries, accept that they are not confused. They are testing whether your boundary is real. If a relationship keeps making you anxious, accept that your body may be telling the truth before your mind is ready to admit it. If you made a mistake, accept it without turning it into a life sentence. Acceptance is the doorway to action. Without acceptance, you keep fighting ghosts. The second habit is to stop seeking approval from everyone. This is one of the deepest traps in modern society. We are trained to perform. Perform success. Perform confidence. Perform happiness. Perform healing. Perform being unbothered. Perform having it all together. And social media has turned approval into a public scoreboard. Likes, views, comments, followers, comparison, silent judgment. Even adults with responsibilities, families, careers, and decades of life experience can still feel the pull of this invisible scoreboard. You post something and check who liked it. You say something and wonder how it sounded. You make a choice and imagine who will judge it. You succeed and still feel it is not enough because someone else appears to be doing better. But the Stoic path asks a sharper question. Are you becoming better, or are you just becoming more acceptable to people you do not even respect? That question hurts because many people are not chasing excellence. They are chasing permission. Permission to be seen. Permission to be confident. Permission to stop explaining. Permission to choose their own life. But if you wait for society to approve your peace, you will never have peace. Someone will always misunderstand your silence. Someone will always call your boundaries selfish. Someone will always dislike the version of you they can no longer use. Someone will always be disappointed when you stop performing for them. Let them be disappointed. Your life cannot be built on making everyone comfortable with who you are becoming. The third habit is to focus on effort, not outcome. This is especially important in a culture obsessed with results. Americans know this pressure well. The career must grow. The body must improve. The money must increase. The family must look stable. The future must be planned. The image must be maintained. And if the outcome does not arrive quickly, people begin to feel like failures. But outcomes are never fully yours. You can prepare for the interview, but you cannot control who else applied. You can build the business, but you cannot control the market. You can love someone honestly, but you cannot control their capacity to love you back. You can post the video, write the book, make the offer, speak the truth, show up with discipline, and still not receive the result you hoped for. This is not injustice. This is life. Your effort belongs to you. The outcome is shared with timing, chance, other people, conditions, and forces larger than your will. When you attach your worth only to outcomes, you become emotionally unstable. A good result makes you powerful. A bad result makes you worthless. Praise makes you confident. Silence makes you doubt. Progress makes you hopeful. Delay makes you collapse. That is not freedom. That is slavery to external measurement. The Stoic does not ignore results. The Stoic simply refuses to let results define the soul. You do the work because the work is yours. You speak with integrity because your character is yours. You train your mind because your response is yours. You improve because discipline is yours. And when the outcome arrives, you receive it without worshiping it. If it is good, you stay steady. If it is bad, you stay steady. If it is delayed, you stay steady. That steadiness is rare. And because it is rare, it becomes power. The fourth habit is to expect difficulty. Not in a negative way. In a realistic way. Many people suffer twice because they secretly believe life should be smooth. So when difficulty comes, they are shocked. Why is this happening to me? Why are people like this? Why is work so hard? Why is healing not linear? Why did they change? Why did the plan fail? But the Stoics expected resistance. They understood that life includes loss, insult, uncertainty, betrayal, illness, delay, and disappointment. When you expect difficulty, you stop treating it as a personal attack. You do not panic every time life becomes uncomfortable. You stop saying, "This should not be happening," and start asking, "What does this require from me?" That question changes everything. Because the first question makes you a victim of the event. The second question makes you a participant in your own strength. What does this require from me? Patience? Silence? Courage? A boundary? An exit? A conversation? More discipline? Less ego? A better plan? Every difficulty becomes a mirror. Not a punishment. A mirror. It shows you where you are still reactive. Where you still need approval. Where you still confuse control with anxiety. Where you still give people access to your peace too easily. And if you are honest, this is where growth begins. Not when life becomes easy. But when you stop needing life to be easy before you become steady. Now we come to the mistake most people make when trying to appear calm. They confuse suppression with control. They hold everything in. They say, "I do not care," when they care deeply. They act cold, but inside they are burning. They stop speaking, not because they are peaceful, but because they are afraid of what may come out. That is not Stoicism. That is emotional pressure with a mask on. And eventually, it leaks. It leaks as bitterness. It leaks as passive aggression. It leaks as resentment. It leaks as exhaustion. It leaks as emotional distance from people who actually love you. It leaks as sudden anger over small things because the real wound was never processed. True Stoic control is not pretending you feel nothing. It is being honest enough to feel what is real, and disciplined enough not to be ruled by it. You can say, "That hurt," without becoming helpless. You can say, "I am angry," without becoming destructive. You can say, "I am afraid," without letting fear choose for you. You can say, "I wanted that outcome," without making your worth depend on it. This is mature strength. Not the strength of stone. The strength of a person who has suffered enough to stop lying to themselves. And maybe that is what many people in their 30s, 40s, and beyond are quietly searching for. Not motivational noise. Not another performance. Not someone shouting at them to be stronger. But a way to live with pressure without becoming pressure. A way to be disappointed without becoming bitter. A way to be misunderstood without becoming obsessed. A way to be challenged without becoming chaotic. A way to be hurt without handing over the steering wheel of the mind. Because life will keep happening. People will still talk. Markets will still shift. Relationships will still test you. Work will still pressure you. Your past will still visit sometimes. The future will still remain uncertain. But you can become less available to every disturbance. You can learn to pause before reacting. And that pause may be the most powerful space in your life. In that pause, you decide who you are. Not them. Not the insult. Not the fear. Not the pressure. Not the fake society trying to turn your emotions into a handle. You decide. That is where freedom begins. No reaction does not mean no feeling. It means no surrender. No fear does not mean nothing scares you. It means fear no longer owns your decisions. Total control does not mean controlling life. It means life can move around you without moving the center of who you are. So remember this. You cannot control what people say. You cannot control what people think. You cannot control who misunderstands you. You cannot control who leaves, who judges, who changes, who disappoints you. You cannot control the future completely. You cannot rewrite the past. But you can control the next breath. You can control whether you respond now or wait. You can control whether you explain yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you. You can control whether you keep feeding a thought that is starving your peace. You can control whether you turn pain into wisdom or into identity. You can control whether you keep chasing approval or return to self-respect. And the moment you understand this, you stop fighting the entire world. You start mastering the only territory that was ever truly yours. Your own mind. That is the Stoic path. Not easy. But clean. Quiet. Powerful. Free. If this message found you at the right time, do not just listen to it. Test it today. The next time someone tries to provoke you, pause. The next time fear tries to write the story, pause. The next time your mind starts chasing something outside your control, pause. Ask yourself, is this mine to control? If it is not, release it. If it is, act with discipline. And if you want to go deeper into this kind of calm strength, subscribe to Stoic Craft. Here, we do not chase noise. We build the kind of inner authority that cannot be easily shaken. And before you leave, write this in the comments. What I do not react to cannot control me. Because sometimes, one sentence is enough to remind the mind who is in command.